Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. You made it to Monday. Eh, eh. I hope none of you work too hard today if you're working today. I have a crazy one. We are going back in time. Sugar. This was before 2020. It's pushing 2020. It is 2020 because I see masks. Never mind. So this is early 2020. Because Judge McBurney got his new courtroom cameras and audio system in 2020, around December of 2020. So this was before that. And I think his beard is light. So that's why I think it's early 2020. Hi, Jazzy. So we're going back in time to 2020 to McBurney's courtroom to something it's just identity theft. Then we got a pro se litigant in there as well. Okay. If you are a corporation, you cannot represent yourself in court. But they're going to try anyway. Hi, Anna Banana. I know. We should all buy a lottery ticket today and see if any of us win. We should all pick a number. We should all pick one number and go play that. Take $1 and go play that today. What if we all hit? Let's watch court videos from 2020. And then after this is over, I got a surprise. I have to do it.
Tell you why I think we're here. We'll figure out who's here in court and sort out who is online, and we'll get going. This is an interpleader matter, a relatively large one for a tax sale. We've got around $300,000 sitting in the registry of the court, and a few claimants for that, including two by the name of Steve Carr. So interesting case. And we had a late entry by a potential pro se litigant on behalf of Red Wine Property Management. We'll talk about that as well. But let me make sure we've got who is counsel for sheriff. Oh, Mr. Coleman, how are you doing today?
Great.
For those of you who made it in person, thanks for being here. There's power out at my house, so my kids are actually back in chambers. I reached out to Ms. Niles to reach out to you all to make sure it was okay to come to court. So thank you for being here. We'll work through this. And for those of you who have connected remotely, thank you for doing that. We'll come back to the Steve Carrs of the world in a minute. One of the alleged claimants is Red Wine Property Management. Is there anyone here for Red Wine? All right, who is here for Red Wine? You're Mr. Red Wine. Are you an attorney? Okay. The claimant is Red Wine Property Management Incorporated. So it's a company. Companies have to be represented by lawyers in Georgia. So you filed something pro se. You can represent yourself. And I think that there are two Mr. Carrs representing themselves. But Red Wine, if it wants to be heard, needs to be heard by an attorney. The law in Georgia is that limited liability corporations, Incs, which I think Red Wine Property is, that's a corporation, and it needs to be heard. It needs to be represented by an attorney. So I'm not asking you to leave, and I'll actually listen to you when I need to hear a little bit about Red Wine, but it may be that I cannot grant you personally relief because Red Wine Property Management Inc. is not represented. But I just want to flag that for you. I appreciate you here, and I'll certainly listen to what you have to say. It just may not be something that I can take legal notice of. Okay?
Did I file an answer personally?
So we'll talk about that, about what you can do, and It would depend in part on who the claimant is. If the claimant is Redwine Property Management Incorporated, then I cannot file it on their behalf. I'm not Redwine Property Management Incorporated, although I could represent them because I'm a lawyer and thus speak for them. I'm not. No, they may ultimately be standing mute. Although, like I said, you're here, and I'll certainly want to hear what you have to say, and we'll see what we're going to do. I believe Mr. Coleman.
YouTube, you can't censor my voice, though. Bozzy said the women mods need to go make some sandwiches. I think the male mods need to take the trash out, but then they would have to take all the men out. I couldn't type that. It just wouldn't let me type it, no matter how hard I tried. You can see my Twitch comments here, but you can't. But YouTube wouldn't. It wouldn't let me tell my joke, and now the joke is over, and it's not even as good. And I paused the video for a bad joke.
There will be no one from the State Department of Revenue there in default.
That's correct.
Okay. Ms. Nair, you're not here on behalf of Department of Revenue?
No, Your Honor, I'm here on behalf of the City of Atlanta.
Great. We will get to you. In fact, you're next. So it's McNair, though. At least the form I have says McNair. On the screen, it says Nair. Which one?
It's Alicia Marie Nair. I'm not sure what form you have that says McNair, but it's Nair.
Nair it is. Great. That's what it says on the screen. And you're representing the City of Atlanta. As I understand it, there is a claim, a lien for unpaid taxes, maybe some late fees, and I'll need you to confirm the figure. The tentative figure I have is just short of $800.
We submitted an exhibit that we're going to ask the court to take judicial notice of. That is from the tax property website, and the figure is a little more than that due to the penalties and late fees.
Let me get to, I have the exhibits all in a happy place. Let me get to that. Got it. I'm looking at a tax bill, and it has a figure of $1991.
That is correct, Your Honor. However, the amount that is owed to the city that we're claiming is $824.69 for this action.
Okay. Well, I'll let you explain how that number. Oh, I guess because this has county figures in it as well.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Got it. Well, we're going to hear from the county, I think, in just a moment, because they're next. Who's here on behalf of the county tax commissioner?
Thomas Whitley, Your Honor.
Mr. Whitley, how you doing?
Good. We paid claims for the 2017 and 2019 outstanding ad valorem taxes for the county and the city. So I believe there may be some duplication between my claim, Ms. Mayor's claim, as well as the 2019 solid waste.
Okay. Well, we'll need to, if appropriate, back out of your figure, the city figures, so that Ms. Nair's.
Actually, Your Honor, we collect for the city.
Oh.
So it would actually just come to us.
Okay. We'll work through that. What I don't want to do is double count.
Yes.
Got it. So what I have for the county is $37.54.
Actually, Your Honor, it is $4,148.
And it went up because of interest and penalties, or like more solid waste?
No, just interest and penalties.
Okay.
I believe our answer was filed back on March.
Okay. And penalties have increased. Got it. All right. I believe, Mr. Coleman, that covers all the potential claimants other than Mr. Carr.
Yes, Your Honor. The sheriff's office just seeking.
Here we go.
On that name.
Okay,
Other
right.
than that, I believe you're right.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about the two Mr. Carrs.
Let's
We're dealing with a piece of property known as 850 Mercer Street, which is near Grant Park. Are you Mr. Carr, sir? All right. Tell me, what your connection to 850 Mercer Street is?
I would really appreciate it if you would locate the internet site, what the hell is, and the sheriff and the police over there.
Okay.
I get it. You couldn't hear him, and that's fine. I bumped it up as loud as I could. You're gonna hear him better soon. Hey, Cammy. He is saying, I would really appreciate if you find the internet site where this guy is coming from. You did. I didn't. Yes, you did. So, yeah, he wants to know where this Steve Carr wants to know what's going on with this Steve Carr, but the judge isn't there yet, guys. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. That wasn't my question, though. My question is, what is your connection to 850 Mercer Street?
Owned that property for 29 years.
Okay. What's your middle name?
Arthur,
So you are Steve A. Carr.
no, I am Stephen Arthur Carr. Name on title is Steve Carr.
And are you claiming to be the same Steve Carr who's on the title?
That's right.
Okay. But you are Stephen A. Carr.
No, I'm Steve Carr.
So what's your middle name?
Arthur,
So you are Stephen A. Carr. Yes?
I've never gone by that name.
Your first name is Stephen. We don't have to fight about this. I just want to make sure. I don't need to see your papers yet. Just work with me on this. Is your first name Stephen?
I've gone by the name Steve for 70 years.
Okay. And your middle name starts with the letter.
Now, over the years, we've watched this judge, and he's really a lot better at this. When someone claims their name is different, he just calls them that different name. He doesn't care anymore. He keeps calling this guy Steven. And this guy's like, no, it's not my name. This guy, you can't see it right now, has typed in here, Steve Carr. Eileen, I'm so sorry about your sister. That's scary, scary, scary.
Letter A,
That's correct.
and your last name is like Otto, but Carr with two R's.
That's correct.
Take a seat. Steve Carr on the screen. What is your full name?
Well, Stephen Arthur Carr, sir.
This guy has balls.
And what do you have to show me that that's your name?
I submitted some documents via email. Let's see. Would you like for me to email more documents? Or?
Nope. Tell me what you sent.
I'm sorry?
Tell me what you sent.
I sent my social security card and a photocopy of my ID.
Okay. Tell me what your connection is
Prosecutor's going to need both of those.
to 850 Mercer Street.
I was the owner at the time of the tax sale.
Okay. Get a little deeper with me. How long do you claim to have owned 850 Mercer?
A little over 10 years, a little over 1 decade, sorry.
Okay. And how did you acquire 850 Mercer?
I acquired it. I forgot their name, but it was via deed, though.
That's how people do it. Did you pay for it? Was it just a quick claim to you? What did you pay to acquire 850 Mercer?
I paid for it, sir.
How much?
A little over 10 grand.
To whom?
I forgot their name, but it was a private party, sir.
A private party. Does that mean it was an individual or a company?
Oh, yes, sir, an individual.
Have you ever lived at 850
Yeah, that all sounds so legit.
Mercer?
Yes, sir. I use it as a sort of a yard, kind of like a junkyard in a way.
Have you ever lived at 850 Mercer?
Yes, sir.
Do you live there now?
No, sir.
How long did you live at 850 Mercer?
A little over 1 decade.
So that was your primary residence for the past 10 years?
Can I just give you guys something that's happening here that you need to write down and pay attention? He's lying, but he's lying in a way that he can't mess it back up later. How much did you pay? $10,000. How long have you lived there? A decade. He's keeping everything one number. That way, if the judge comes back and asks him again, he doesn't have to remember how many years. He doesn't have to remember how much he paid. It's all 10, 10, 10, 10. That's what good liars do.
Years?
Yes, sir.
Where are you living now?
I'm actually staying with my brother in Marietta, sir.
And you gave $10,000 to someone you can't remember 10 years ago, and you believe that got you title to the property? Oh, you went away. Sorry. All right. Let's shift to the Stephen A. Carr who is in court.
I wish it was that easy to get rid of identity thieves. And he's gone. He's not coming back. He's gone.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Carr here in court. When did you acquire 850 Mercer?
1991,
And from whom?
Blue Circle Incorporated,
Blue Circle?
yes,
Okay.
which is a successor company to Williams Brothers, which is a successor company to
Atlanta.
Wood Preserve.
Okay. And how much ballpark did you pay back in 91 for 850 Mercer?
$40,000.
And you got a deed and you recorded the deed? Okay. And you've owned it since 1991?
Yes,
Have you lived there?
since 1991. I have homestead exemption.
Okay.
Hi, Adam.
If I went there now, would your stuff be there, or because of the tax sale, no one lives there?
I live there.
So you came from 850 Mercer Street today to get here?
That's correct.
Okay. Ms. Niles, I'm having a strange, I can't open, there's a file in the,
I was hoping he would say dream. I keep having this strange dream, but he didn't. He said
your directory that says Steve Carr ID email. And when I click on it, now it may have opened. No, it won't let me open it. Since I don't have permission to open it. So
okay, I'll resend it right now.
Thank you.
Now, why did the judge not make a big deal about that other Steve Carr? It's not his job. That's not his job. He's the judge of this court, this case. That is what's in front of him. But you know who's here? Prosecutor.
Well, we'll see if the other Mr. Carr comes back. If he doesn't, it will make these proceedings a lot simpler.
I wish he would find the location where he is on his computer.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's not my role.
Send the police over there.
Okay, you need to take a seat, Mr. Carr. Let me work through some of the simpler aspects of this. Ms. Nair, conferred with Mr. Whitley. Do you agree that, I'm asking two different questions, but whatever the amount is that is owed to the city of Atlanta, Mr. Whitley, on behalf of the tax commissioner, is saying ultimately it's the tax commissioner who collects it, and then it would be remitted to the city. Do you agree with that process, or do you think that there ought to be a separate direct payment to the city?
It can work either way. So I agree if the tax commissioner wishes to collect payment on behalf of the city, that's appropriate. Typically, we would work through this with a consent order, but I know there were some delicate situations going on with this case. And so we wanted to make sure that we appear so that we didn't forfeit our right to the amount.
Certainly. Okay. And can you give me the figure again? I thought I wrote it down. I'm going to write it on a little chart that I've got here that you think is the correct amount. It was 800 and something.
It's $824.69.
Okay.
And that is $571.
So if you're keeping track, so this tax collector is owed $800 some, and then the county or whatever is owed $3,000 some. And there's approximately $300,000 is what the property sold for in the sheriff's sale. And they put that money right, into the courts. So the courts has that money to get rid of. So the real Steve Carr is going to get what's left over. But there's one more creditor that's about to speak up.
88 cents, which was the principal amount, $128.43, which was interest, and then $124.38, which were penalties and fees for the tax year of 2017.
This is all limited to 2017 taxes.
That is correct.
Okay. Mr. Carr, is that your understanding that there was an issue paying City of Atlanta taxes back in 2017?
Hi, Nick, you're right.
Okay, you don't need to explain, but you're not disputing that there were some taxes and solid waste fees, et cetera, that did not get paid?
I am past the end of the street, and I should not be paying solid waste.
Okay.
So
Different fight for you to have on a different day. You are assessed solid waste fees.
I let them know in the past, I have not. No.
Okay. But you were routinely getting tax bills and solid waste bills, and you are acknowledging, I just want to make sure we're working through the same thing. 2017, you're saying you were out of money, so there may be some past due amounts to the city and the county. And then 2019, you may again have been out of money. I haven't heard anyone say 2018, but it sounds like we're dealing with 2017 and 2019. Are you contesting any of those amounts? Other than you don't like the solid waste fees?
I have no specificity.
Okay.
Either or not.
Well, let me ask it a different way. Do you have any proof that you paid any city or county taxes or solid waste fees in 2017 or 2019
Ask the
that
other
would
guy.
offset what the county and city are trying to collect?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Whitley, is there anything more you think we need to work through for the county's portion of this situation?
No, Your Honor, we haven't made a plan for 2017 City of Atlanta, just to be clear, so we are asserting that plan. And I believe the 2019 tax sale, which is why we're planning the 2019. I'm not sure anything is being owed 2018. Either means, there were paid or transferred, but the county, the tax commission on behalf of the county and City of Atlanta does not have a plan for the tax year 2018.
Okay, and I see the figure on the tax bill that I'm looking at has for 2017, the city taxes are $571.88, which is the amount Ms. Nair mentioned, and then she has explained interest and penalties, which gets us to the $824.69. And then if I were to back that amount out of your final figure, then we'd have the amount that goes to the county.
Well, actually, there's 2019 outstanding for the City of Atlanta as well.
Okay.
And if you look at I'm sure if you look at the tax bill, this thing is provided. But again, by agreement between the tax commission collects for the city.
Okay, so there may be yet more that will go to the city.
Correct.
But a simplified way of doing it would be to get to the tax commissioner the total amount due. Now, this bill that I'm looking at, trying to see if it has in the upper left-hand corner a date of 10/27/20. It was generated from the system, so this would be pretty darn current.
Correct.
That's 2 days ago. That has as the total figure due a number that's different. I guess because it doesn't have solid waste.
So is it the $1,991.46?
Yes, sir, it is.
So this is this is purely tax bill.
Okay, and then the 2257.32 is the solid waste.
Solid waste is $2,596.45.
Okay, can you say that figure again?
Sure, $2,596.45.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Ron, the tax bill includes 2020. So if you look at it, that's the reason for the discrepancy between the numbers, is that we're not making a claim for the 2020 tax.
Okay, got it. So you believe that the correct solid waste figure that does not include 2020 is 2596.45.
Correct.
And what is the tax figure that does not include 2020?
So I have divided up into years, Your Honor. So this is inclusive. For 2019, I have $497.43.
That must have some, okay, yeah, interest and,
It does.
yeah, I see that figure. Okay, so that's 2019, and then there's also 2017.
2017 would be $1,054.75. Again, that would include the amount Ms. Nair is claiming.
Okay, and I see, because it has penalties, fees, interest, so I just need to sum up those two. So it's 2017 plus 2019 totals. All right. If I'm entering an order that says this is the way the money is being dispersed, in your experience, Mr. Whitley, is it cleaner to just say that total goes to the county tax commissioner, but some of it is owed to the city? Or would it be cleaner if it's in an order to say X dollars goes to the city, care of Ms. Nair, and X dollars goes to the county tax commissioner, care of you?
You would, the way we've typically done it, I believe this is the proper way, would be it's the sum total going to the tax commissioner on behalf of Fulton County and the City of Atlanta.
Okay.
To the care of my care.
What I may do is ask you to propose some language that would be part of the final order in this case, and run it by Ms. Nair, and if she blesses it, then that's just how it will work.
Absolutely.
Ms. Nair, does that work for you? I think you're on mute. It doesn't show that you're on mute, but I couldn't hear you.
He's going to get every penny accounted for. He's not
No,
going to.
it's odd. It's showing that we should be able to hear you.
He doesn't want them taking too much. He wants to pay them what they're due, but he does not want them getting too much. I really like this job.
But you can give me the thumbs up if, are you good with the plan we described? Yes? Yes, excellent. That's what we're going to do. I don't want to keep you on. You're welcome to stay on the call, but I think we've sorted out the small amount of the large pool of money we have that's going to go to the county and the city. I'll ask Mr. Whitley to draft some language, run it by you, and then if you two could send an email, both of you, to Ms. Niles saying this language works for city and county. I'm comfortable with the numbers. They're documented. They're supported by materials I can take judicial notice of coming from the county record, the tax commissioner's records, and that ought to address city.
This is also why I like this judge. Like, he understands, you know, how the tax code works and everything. And we see him doing murders, rapes, kidnappings. He does criminal. We see a lot of him doing criminal pro se, and he gets some great soft sits. Okay. He's the one that gets people and moves them along after they've been in there for 600 days, not even indicted yet, no charges yet, in jail for 600 days. He's the one pushes them through. And this is just like the flip side of him. Now he's doing a, civil action. He's just such a good judge.
Yeah. Okay, Ms. Knight, I very much appreciate you dialing in. I'm glad you've got power at your house. I may come by with my kids afterwards for snacks, okay? All right, thanks so much. Mr. Whitley, you're free to go. Mr. Redwine, I'm gonna turn to you because I'd like to understand, even though I may not be able to give it legal weight right now, things are a little bit in flux. I will note that the other Mr. Carr has still not tried to reconnect with the call. So maybe he heard the Mr. Carr here in court say, call the police. I don't know what it was, but he has not rejoined us. He knows how to do that if he wants to. Mr. Redwine, tell me what you think your companies, I assume you are the shareholder of or the managing person of Redwine Property Management.
There's two things here. I want to simplify a lot of stuff about using.
I tried to turn it up so we could hear it, but I don't understand what he's saying. It just, long story short, he owns this corporation called Redline or Redwine or whatever, and he wants money from this. And then he came by himself with no lawyer. Corporations are not allowed to do that.
My simplify things tremendously.
Okay.
I was given notice of this court hearing was here, and I'm supposed to answer about a note that I had placed against the property. The simple thing is, last August, I wrote a check to Mr. Carr for $372,000 to pay off this thing I wrote personally.
Okay.
A copy of it.
I'm gonna pause you for a second. I will give you a full hearing. Did you meet with the Steve Carr you gave the money to, or was this all electronic and telephonic?
I picked Steve Carr up and took the best of holding Steve goes, people to call the fight the sheriff's cell.
Sure.
And I took them the check.
Okay.
I gave you a receipt of the check.
And was the Steve Carr you dealt with the gentleman seated in court?
I've known him for 25 years.
Okay. Mr. Carr, you know Mr. Redwine? Okay, so you'll be able to speak to what I'm going to hear from Mr. Redwine about.
So far, everything he has said is true.
Okay, well, I'm not assuming he's going to say something untrue. My job is made much easier that the Mr. Carr that Mr. Redwine was dealing with is the Mr. Carr here in court, who seems to be the person most directly associated with 850 Mercer. So back to you, Mr. Redwine.
I picked him up this morning at the Mercer property, and he drove with me, my driver.
This morning, you went to 850 Mercer, and the Steve Carr you picked up is the Mr. Carr who wants me to call Adam 12 to go get the other Steve Carr. Okay.
I'd like to clarify one item.
I'm going to let you, but we're not going to ping pong back and forth.
I understand that. This property has 340 feet along the belt line. Northern street is Burn Street, southern street is Mercer. It is listed, originally when I bought it, it was listed as Burn, no access. Because it was still listed as a piece of property. I changed within a week the address to 850 Mercer, and that's what we signed on the deed, on title, and all those papers. My vehicular and pedestrian entries off of Mercer. My pedestrian entry, since I have built after 10 years, 8 years after I bought the property, is on Burn Street. So when you say, did he pick me up on Mercer? No. Did he pick me up on the Mercer property, in front of the Mercer property? The answer is yes.
Okay, I appreciate you are a man of great detail. I believe I said at as opposed to on. Really what created a little light bulb in my head was that the Steve Carr that you collected from the property that I'm going to call 850 Mercer, because that's what the property is called, was the gentleman here in court. Okay, so back to you, Mr. Redwine.
Basically, Steve informed me that it was a tax sale and property he lost, not reimbursed or purchased or something back from people that bought it. I think it was
something called deed code, actually bought the property, but it's represented here in Atlanta by a company called Vesta.
They do a lot of that.
And I wrote a check out to Vesta, which is here, actually it's in Smyrna. And I took Mr. Carr with me, because sometimes you cannot buy back property, if a tax sale. I can't buy back his tax sale property, he has to buy it back. But I took the check personally myself with him to Vesta, gave them the check. They accepted the check and gave him a release on the property. And they gave me a receipt for the $372,000, I think. And so I need to make a claim for the entire amount, not as a company called Redline Property Management, so it's me personally.
I thought you
Just listen to the judge. He explains everything as they say it to him. He says it back.
maybe I'm mistaken. I thought your claim was for $82,000.
That the sheriff noticed that I have a lien against.
This was like the last one of the few videos he had before he upgraded his whole audio system.
Property for $82,000. I still have that lien against the property.
And what's the basis of that lien?
He needed to pay taxes 7 years ago. He couldn't pay it, and he asked me to pay it. I gave him $60,000. Back then, I have a amortization sheet or something that can show you how that has grown to $80,000.
Okay, so you loaned Mr. Carr some money, and that amount has grown because of interest, and that's the basis of your $82,000.
That's still outstanding. That was what the sheriff had this case about, is that I had a loan against the property.
Okay.
The main thing that we're just dealing with is the large sum, which I paid off. So I'm claiming the entire amount on the large sum, not as my investment company, which is me personally.
Okay. It may be a little more complicated than that, but we may be able to work through those complications depending on what we hear from Mr. Carr. I do want to address one thing. Well, first a question. How did you come to know Mr. Carr?
Some 25 years ago, there was state auctions of surplus equipment, and Mr. Carr was bidding on equipment. He is in the mechanical equipment business or something. I'm in the electronic business, and we butted heads against one another for about a year. And finally, after the auctions, he would say, "Do you want the electronic stuff?" "Yes, that's what I'm bidding on." If I want to bid, I asked him to see what the mechanical stuff. That's what he wanted. And I finally said, "I don't need to go to these auctions anymore. I just tell you what I want. You want to with you." And I've been working with him for 5 years.
And has Mr. Carr lived at the 850 Mercer property pretty much as long as you've known him? Okay, great.
And he has stuff there that belongs to me on the property.
It sounds like there might be, some folks might say there's a lot of junk on the property. And I don't mean that in a pejorative way, but if you're buying surplus stuff, then that surplus stuff could be found in part at 850 Mercer?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Carr works on stuff with stuff. There's 2 pieces of equipment I needed over the years, which I've purchased from the trust.
Yeah, good. It's his property. You put stuff on it. I think in your answer, you objected, Mr. Redmond, I just want to address this. You objected to Mr. Coleman being paid because you said, understandably, County has lawyers. In fact, there was one here in court. That's not.
Basically, Mr. Carr told me I need to make a response to this stuff, and I found it. I had no idea what the question. There were 9 questions there, and the 9th question, I think, the answer was objection. Okay. I made a copy for Mr. Carr I generated a copy for him. He has a copy with him with his name on it. And he said, "Don't put his name on it. He doesn't want to scare off the other Steve Carr." I said, "But I don't know anything about this stuff."
Yeah.
But I had to file an answer for that. And so also I said, I will claim at the time of the tax sale, I closed my corporation. In 2017, I sold off a lot of the property. Corporation.
Oh, wait, for your red wine property management?
I reactivated it. And it's just easier to get that reactivated.
Okay.
The corporation is in good standing right now. I'm not interested in the note. I'm not interested in claiming $80,000 against this amount. That's the corporation needs to file that. I don't have standing file it for corporation as such. But that answer, was actually Steve Carr's answer, but I wanted to make sure he got his answer, but I had to put in my name because he did not want his name on anything. He did not want to scare off the other Steve Carr.
Got it.
Which is, there's too many things going on here. Just very, very simple.
All right, Judge, let's wrap this up. We can't hear what these guys are saying. Make a decision.
Well, I just need to give you my answer. There's,
Okay.
money, I like to make a claim.
All right. Mr. Carr, thank you for sharing that. Mr. Carr, I don't know how well you could see the gentleman who was on the screen when he was briefly there. Did you recognize that face? Is that someone you've ever seen before?
There may have been one or two people that look similar to him. I may have met in the past, I doubt it.
Okay.
And anybody that I have met, I feel comfortable with, wanting to do business with, because I don't socialize at that property. Unless I get lucky and have a neighborhood girl.
When you say you don't socialize, but do you own other properties as well?
Yes,
But where you lay your head most nights is at 850 Mercer?
exactly.
Okay, but you are a real estate investor, maybe like Mr. Redwine, and you have other properties.
De facto investment.
What does that mean?
That means that 1991, I acquired 2 pieces of property on the Beltline, before the Beltline. I'm assuming you're familiar with the Atlanta Beltline.
I'm familiar with the Atlanta Beltline. I probably run by your house not knowing it was your house. I might have said, look at all the junk in that yard.
I have no house, I have an industrial building.
All right. So,
Half of that industrial building was on CSX property,
okay,
which was not part of the right of way. It's between my property and the right of way. So I own a double lot, which I was planning to have for my retirement home, and that other lot, which formerly was on M2, heavy manufacturing. In 1981, citywide proactive rezoning changed it to R4. The other lot is R4. No problem. In 2001, I acquired an assemblage of 3 properties in the tax allocation district, very close to the Beltline, in that southeast Atlanta part of town. And I thought it was going to be sold about 3 years ago. It didn't sell. Got a very nice offer for it. The offer's still on the table, but there's a couple of what the Beltline calls a deal breaker. The Beltline wants, they've also given me an offer.
it'd help you pay your taxes if you sold it.
Unfortunately, there's some other items that will cost you there, and I'll go through the details.
No, let me ask this. This is sort of the, I think, overarching question we need to work through. Do you agree that Mr. Redwine, whether it's Mr. Redwine personally or Redwine Property Management, it really doesn't matter for purposes of the question I'm asking you. Do you agree that he or it, the company, has a claim to this pool of funds?
Absolutely.
Okay,
And more than a claim, Carlos needs to get the whole amount, every bit of it. This whole thing is, as I'm going to assume that you understand, is a scam. My tax liability was less than $10,000. It got bid up to over $300,000. Why? It's such a valuable piece of property. 340 feet of frontage on the Beltline.
it is a valuable piece of property.
I've gotten unsolicited offers for it, of course. Thank you very much. In the meantime, I got lots of dirt. But I don't have much cash.
Right. So you are agreeing with the validity of Mr. Redwine's claim to the excess funds.
Absolutely, 100%.
So that would mean you get none of the excess funds.
It's not my money.
That's what Mr. Redwine says. I just want to make sure.
It never has been my money. It's a scam for Depot to get $60,000 in interest. Off
Okay.
of that $300,000 they bid at 20%.
So, I think what we can do, Mr. Coleman, is actually do a consent order that would address a lot of this. I think it would address all of it. What I will do for you, Mr. Carr, is share what the other Mr. Carr submitted as his supposed identification and connection to 850 Mercer. I understand why you're anxious to pursue something about that. And you will have access to all the court records in connection with this case if there's something you want to pursue. I'm not law enforcement. I don't take a side one way or the other. Certainly is a suspicious situation. I better understand now your frustration with the situation. But you hopefully understand that we need to take all comers, and until I actually interact with folks, it's not appropriate for a judge to say, well, you sound more earnest, so you must be the one that I need to do business with. I needed to give the other Mr. Carr an opportunity, whatever his name is, to appear, and you saw how long he was here, and we'll see what happens.
All I was asking was for you to freeze his location.
Well, I told you what I'm going to do, which is to share what he provided in terms of his identification, and you can pursue that as you see fit.
John Coleman did share that with me, share emails with me.
Okay, so you've got it already.
Yes.
Great.
I went to the Annapolis and made a police report. And which Charles has, which John Coleman has just recently seen, I thought he had gotten it before.
Okay.
And it's not so much about this particular individual. That forgery was very well done. And for the whole thing to get orchestrated, that tells me is that there was more than one person involved.
Likely.
Now, if they get it to me, what they should have done is come by the property instead of zooming in on a GIS.
Yep.
And for whatever excuse, met me, find out the lay of the land, but they didn't do that. Now,
Understood.
I'm not upset about the guy. I'm upset about two things. One is how we got here. This whole thing is a legal sham. I got to pay $60,000 for interest that Charles picked up for me, the deed code. I've got to pay Charles now until I can sell that other property, which I've been offered a substantial amount of money for. And I'm going to end up paying him about $20,000 on a $372,000 check that he wrote to Vesta Holdings or deed code. I'm going to end up spending $80,000 plus on a tax liability of less than $10,000, $9,700.
Well, one moral of the story would be don't fall behind on your taxes, and then none of this would happen.
That's a good moral of the story, guys. Listen, don't fall behind on your taxes, and then that won't happen. As I am currently behind on my own taxes. Don't tell Tiff Dog, Big Dog Shoot. She won't like that.
Ken Jackson knows who I am. He could have called me and said, Steve, this is coming up, and there is fraught with problems, and let's work this out. Let's put a lien on the property. I want to develop it.
So, Mr. Carr, even though it is a sheriff's sale, I assure you that Sheriff Jackson, and it'll be the same for Sheriff Labat when he starts in January, they do not look at each, the tax sale, the dozens of tax sales all the time. It's in the sheriff's name, but he would have not known that it was your property.
He knows my name, he knows me, they both met me.
That's great, but he would have not known that the sale was occurring. This is not how it works. But I'm happy that we have a resolution that is going to make the right folks who are making claims now whole. We have discovered that there was this inappropriate situation going on with the other gentleman. I don't know what's behind that. A mystery, hopefully, to be solved by someone. Mr. Coleman, I'm going to ask that you prepare a draft order that would have your fees paid, the proper amount going to city and county, but we'll get that nugget from Mr. Whitley, and you can fit that in. And the remainder of the funds would go to we need to work out. I think it's cleaner if you file the answer as Redwine Property Management Inc., that's where the money goes. But if you prefer that it be Charles D. Redwine, I'm signing the order, so it can say what it's gonna say. Do you have a preference?
Charles, I have a policy here, or a reference on mine, where it's direct mine.
No, the way the clerk's office gets involved, the clerk is the custodian of the money now, and so it's the clerk's office that disperses it. And I don't believe they do any electronic transfers. They will mail a check, or they will let you come pick a check up. In these COVID days, they prefer to mail the check. But if you want to pick it up, you need to let Mr. Coleman know that, so that the order I sign says that the money should be delivered only to Charles D. Redwine in person. Query whether you want that to happen, given what's floating around here. You may want it mailed to you so that it gets to you and someone pretending to be you doesn't show up. But let me do one other thing.
No, look, okay. If you look right here, okay? Security is YouTube. That's her comment. I can see it right there. This is Twitch. Donald is YouTube. So they're all showing. All of them. They're all showing up on the screen. You can tell because Twitch is the little purple and YouTube is the red. Does that make sense? So you can see all of the comments on the screen. I can't choose and pick which comments show up. I either turn it on or I turn it off. Oh, you cannot see Twitch comments in YouTube chat. They don't work. They don't play well together, those two companies. They don't interact. They don't. But you can see Twitch comments and YouTube comments right in this little corner right here. It's the only place you're going to be able to see the Twitch comments. Yep, there's Tona. That was her Twitch and her YouTube. Her YouTube came first. It's in red. You will not see her Twitch comment over in YouTube chat. Does that make sense? I'm sorry if Twitch is confusing you. There's just a way. I think I need like 3 more people to join on Twitch. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to the Twitch channel and watch my live streams with no ads. It'll just help you get rid of ads. I mean, I don't care if anybody does it or doesn't do it. If you don't want to watch ads during my live stream, there's a way. You can just watch me on Twitch instead. But you have to type on your keyboard. That's how security. If I get banned, you know what? I don't care. It's not like I'm making money. I don't care. It is just a way for people to watch my YouTube videos with no ads. So if I get banned, I tried. I did my best. So you guys wouldn't have ads. But all right. Now it's been too long. I cannot take it any longer. We're going to go back in time. This was see if I can figure out how long ago this was. A year ago. This was 1 year ago, guys. And I probably talked during it because this is one of my old streams. But we missed somebody terribly bad, and we're going to watch him for the rest of this stream. I didn't even get half of his docket because it was... Shut up. Here we go. There's Judge Fleischer. Hi, Judge. We miss you. We do.
Okay. Everybody ready?
Yes, you are.
All right, let's rock and roll. Good morning. Thanks for coming. Here we go. All right, who's our first victim?
I'll be your first victim. Go ahead and send me home.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna butcher it a little bit, but top of page 1, so I'm not gonna butcher it. I'll let you.
Avendano, come up.
Sir.
Do you speak English?
Sir.
Come on up. Francisco Avendano.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Avendano, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with 2 counts of assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used.
And just to make it even way more confusing, that comment that went on the screen by Sarah War happened a year ago. This is my old live stream. So you're going to see comments flash on the screen from a year ago that are not going to be in this little box right here.
Against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Yes, Judge, on May 23rd, 2024, officers were dispatched in Harris County, Texas to a family disturbance. Defendant was upset because defendant's father refused to give him a cigarette, and the defendant pushed him against the fence. Defendant's father stated that the defendant ran to the front of the residence where his wife, complainant number 1, and grandson, complainant number 2, were standing. Complainant number 2 stated that during the argument, the defendant started swinging, punching, attempting to strike his grandfather, but struck his grandmother. Complainant number 1 on the fence, complainant number 1 on the face area, and caused her to fall to the floor. Complainant number 2 stated he witnessed the defendant strike complainant number 1 with the closed fist. Complainant number 2 stated that the defendant later grabbed a wooden stick, struck him in the head area. Both stated that they felt pain and they were assaulted.
You know, if alcohol was a factor. What time of day, what time of night was this?
It looks like this, the time of the occurrence.
Yes, sir. It's at 3:09 p.m.
9 p.m.?
3:09 p.m.
3:09 p.m.
It was the grandfather's 67, I believe.
Mr. Avendano, I'm ordering you as a condition of, well, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. I'm also ordering you not to have any contact with either of the complaining witnesses whatsoever. Any reason. I don't care what your excuse is. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the people of Harris County. If that means locking you up, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Imagine that if I make your bond $10,000, if you don't have anyone to bond you out, what happens to you?
Understand, sir.
Right, good. I hope you get it. It looks like a protective order was issued. I only see a protective order on one of them.
Yeah,
Is that-
the other one doesn't have anything.
Okay.
The grandmother.
The case that doesn't have it is the 5-6.
The 5-6. Do you mind filing a MOA, please?
Sure.
I'm issuing now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. Mr. Avendano, this is a protective order that identifies Jose Manuel Martinez as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
Work, I'm an active military Marine, and I work for a detective agency in Dallas, Page Investigations.
You're in the actual Marines right now?
Yes, sir.
The actual Marines.
How much money do you make a month, sir?
From the side, with business, you know, my wife owns a detective agency. She pays me about 30 an hour.
Okay.
But,
You said you don't say anything else. I just want to know whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer or not. You don't qualify. You make too much money. So we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. The only thing I'm asking from you is don't consume alcohol, don't use illegal drugs, and don't have any contact with these people and no weapons. As long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be best friends. Otherwise, we'll be mortal enemies. And I'm telling you, Mr. Avendano, it's going to be a losing battle for you. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
Good. So I'm going to have you go to Ramona. We're going to have you sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Trace for your bond conditions. After that, you'll be free to go. Do not leave until you've signed all these bond conditions. I also need you to sign conditions. Well, guys, don't worry about filing anything because he's going to be monitored with Tracy for no alcohol, no drugs. Okay. All right. Please, sir.
So the law is not
I
necessary.
do. No. I do need the MOAP filed on 5-6, please.
I don't believe it. Yes, he's an online Marine.
You go around the check. I'll go around the.
I'm waving, but my camera doesn't work. Hello.
Okay. Are you ready? Let's go. Who's
Mr.
next?
Batista on page 2 is our next one, Your Honor.
All right.
It is so cool seeing all the old names that used to be in our chat. It is so cool seeing them.
Levi Bautista Cortez. Sir, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. You cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Yes, Judge, on May 24th, 2024, Cortez, which is defendant 1, and Ortega, defendant number 2, officers observed 2 vehicles traveling south on State Highway 249 at a high rate of speed, side by side each other, as they sped down the highway. Both vehicles approached the intersection of State Highway 249 and Upland Willow Avenue and continued to reach speeds in excess of 83 miles per hour in a posted 50 mile per hour zone. Both vehicles approached the intersection of TC Jester and Westmount and Houston Road and came to a complete stop at the red light. At the signal, light turned green, both vehicles took off at a high rate of speed. Both vehicles at a point side by side accelerated in speed in a competitive attempt to outdistance each other. Traffic stop was conducted.
Do we know, do we have the co-defendant? Is there one?
It's working.
Okay, do you have a cause number on that?
It is.
He's on docket on page 15, Your Honor.
Got it. Okay. Can you bring him up, please?
Ortega.
All right. You are Jose Ortega. Mr. Ortega, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I just did probable cause and I'm going to find probable cause on both of your cases. Do Do you have a Texas driver license, Mr. Bautista?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you have a Texas driver license, Mr. Ortega?
Yes, sir, I do.
You both have liability insurance in your name. Then you are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you have to go to school. I don't care if there's a burning building and you got to go rush there to save people. If you don't have liability insurance in your name, then you are not allowed to drive. You'll be promising me by signing an affidavit today that you're not to drive until you get insurance and you come get approval from me. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get in a car and drive. It's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not only that, let me give you a little bit of a hint. The Texas legislature has made it extremely easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to seize and take cars from people who participate in these types of activities if you have one or more. I'm telling you that because I've had it happen in here before where people, the state of Texas, takes your car from you permanently. If you don't want that to happen, and if you like your car, I wouldn't engage in this behavior again. If I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in jail. The next thing I will take your privilege to drive away from you. And if you're unlucky enough, the state of Texas will take your car and make it into a manhole cover. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I saw that in a cartoon once, guys. A coyote was made a manhole cover. It was very funny. I would get killed if I did that. It is whatever your heart says it is.
Okay. Gentlemen, how old are you? What do you do for a living?
I work for Centerpoint Energy.
How much money do you make a month?
I wouldn't know at the top of my head, sir.
Okay, we're going to give you an application to see if you qualify for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to send you off so you can figure that out.
Yes, sir.
If you have the means, that you must get an attorney to represent you. Unless you qualify, which I need to see throughout an application, but for now, we're going to reset your case and we're going to give you time. What do you do for a living, sir?
I work in a dealership. I work in a dealership.
Doing what?
Service.
What dealership do you work at?
Driveway.
What is it?
Driveway.
Okay, how much money do you make a month, sir?
Around 2,500.
Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Both of you will get resets. Do not act a fool in the free world. You're on notice now. If I see that you do, I will take the free world away from you. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand, guys? If you drove here, you may not drive home. You got to find another way until you get liability insurance and approval from me. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll have you come over here. Both of you will swear to the affidavit. After that, we'll get you to Ramona, sign a reset. We'll get you out of here, guys.
I can read YouTube's mind. Don't you worry. I can read their mind.
So no driveway on liability, no racing, no street takeovers.
Right. If you can. So Ramona, I need them to sign conditions as well. The no racing and all that jazz. So please.
That was your setup, just that.
Okay, so no racing, street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving, yada, yada.
I don't know her name yet. maybe she'll say it during the video, because if she did, I didn't catch it. It is a standard name though. Okay, so it's funny you say that, because normally when when I go to the list of New Jersey courtrooms that I have to choose from, I choose I I start with the most Jersey sounding name, the most Italian sounding name, and then I work backwards from there. So today I went the opposite direction. So the judge we're gonna see is like, I think John, like Judge John, or Jones or Smith, or just it's just a normal sounding name. I don't know why I went backwards today, but boy, 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 am I glad I did. Oh, and also, so I had to make a decision. I was either gonna play this judge from Indiana today, because oh my gosh, this guy in his courtroom is so good. Or I was gonna play a judge from New Jersey today. I was gonna pick one of them. So you guys got lucky. I picked a Jersey judge. However, if I can get my camera working, I'm gonna reboot after this. I'm gonna put out a video later today of of this stuff from Indiana, and I mean, I'm warning you, it's a slow burn. So the judge has a lot of lawyer talk going on, and then then this guy, he's great. You're gonna love him. I'm serious. He's great. And then a girl comes up with the fakest crocodile tears I have ever seen in my whole life, and it doesn't work. It wasn't Essex County. It was oh man, Cumberland County, I think. So yeah, we're gonna see as soon as Fleischer's over. We're gonna see the judge from Jersey on. She lies. We ain't seeing that. We're watching. We're watching Judge Fleischer. That's it today.
Spanish
speakers.
Let's do it.
Going to be Jordan, Your Honor.
Okay.
Page 11.
Freddie Jordan Garcia. Come up.
Victoria isn't in the courtroom today, and it's so quiet, isn't it? Like deathly quiet in his courtroom today.
Parece derechito, ponga las manos al costado y responda a voz alta, sí señor, no señor. Mírelo al señor juez, por favor.
Are you Freddie Jordan Garcia?
Freddie Jordan Garcia, yes sir.
You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. Okay.
This is Ortega.
Jordan Garcia.
Garcia.
It's the last name is Jordan Garcia.
Oh, Jordan Garcia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe start with Jordan.
Okay.
You see it? Yeah. Okay.
So Your Honor, on May 25th, 2024, officers responded to a fleet vehicle crash.
If any of your exes get locked up in Colorado, New Jersey, Michigan, Washington, maybe California, a little bit of Florida, Indiana, Minnehaha, let me know. I will be so happy, even if it's a boring hearing, to play it here. I really will. I really, really will.
Defendant was a sole occupant,
el
Crash.
fue el único que había en el carro
the
que
ACSO
chocó
unit.
con el equipo de
Exit Nissan from the driver's door after the crash.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
He exited the
Se
Nissan.
bajó.
Nope. Now I'm making it a. Now I'm going to make it a business venture.
By Myers
hold on.
versus
Because if you're going through a divorce, I think you'll pay. So $500 of the excess money. Like try to get it from the ex somehow and send it to me, and I'll play their video. Just kidding. I'll play it for free.
El del Nissan,
From the
del
driver's
lado del
door
chofer,
after the crash.
después del choque.
While speaking to the
Mientras que estaban
defendant,
hablando con el acusado,
the officer
el
smelled a
oficial
strong odor of an
le dio un
alcoholic
olor bien
beverage
fuerte de bebida
emitting from the
alcohólica que
defendant's
venía
breath.
de su aliento.
Officer
El
observed the
oficial
defendant to have
también
droopy
notó que el
eyelids,
acusado
It's not me. I'm not talking because I went out to get more coffee and I mopped the floor. I couldn't help it. I was out there. My coffee was getting, and anyway, Donna just sent me 2 30-minute videos of unseen Michael McDonald courts. So we are going to watch that tomorrow, guys. Get ready for 1 hour of crazy tomorrow, guys. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
tenía los
and red
ojos
bloodshot eyes.
dormilones y los ojos rojos bien brillosos.
The defendant then
Él
admitted to
también admitió de que
consuming
había
4 to
consumido
5
de 4 a
Modelo
5
beers at
cervezas
home
modelo en casa
prior to operating the
antes de
vehicle.
haber conducido el vehículo. La
SFSTs,
FST
6 out of 6 HGM,
la HGM,
3 out of 8
3 de
walking
8
turns,
caminar y voltear,
and 3 out
y
of
3
4
de 4
one-leg stands.
separación a sola pierna.
DIC
El
24 red
DC-24 se leyó,
consented to a
dio
breath.
consentimiento a moción de aliento,
Results
resultó
0.134,
1.134
then
y luego
0.134.
1.34.
During an inventory of the
Durante
vehicle,
un
the officer
inventario de
located an
vehículo,
open
el oficial
Modelo beer,
encontró
half
un
empty,
modelo
in the center
cerveza
console
mitad
cup
abierto
holder.
en el console
3
del
empty
medio,
and 4 closed
3 al
Modelo beers
cerrar,
Oh,
3
on the
no.
vacíos y
passenger
4
floorboard.
cerrados.
8 more closed
Y
Modelo
8
beers
más
on the back seat floorboard.
cerrados en el piso de atrás del asiento.
This guy's dead.
Sir Jordan Garcia, I'm going to
Jordan
find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen?
Ciudadano norteamericano.
No, señor.
No, sir.
Are you in this country
¿Usted
with
está
or
en este
without
país legal o
permission?
con permiso o sin permiso?
Sin permiso.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
sucede si acaso usted termina en la cárcel?
¿No?
Excuse me.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Jordan Garcia?
Cárcel, señor Jordan Garcia.
No tengo palabras.
I have no
No puedo
words to
decir.
say. I don't know what to say.
What
Piense.
happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
podría pasarle si
You're not in
acaso
this
usted
country
va a la
with permission.
cárcel?
What happens if you go to jail?
Legalmente, ¿qué va a pasar? Think that they will deport me?
Right.
Cierto.
The problem
Did she just translate just like he did? All right, I'm just gonna go back 10 seconds. I think she translated his. Hold on. Let's play that again.
Think that they will deport me?
Right.
Cierto.
The problem is,
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Nicola, hey, how are ya? Been around a lot longer than 8 months. I know that. Thank you so much.
for immigration to do that,
Migración puede hacer eso.
it takes 6 to 9 months just to get a hearing. You wait in jail until immigration is ready to have a hearing on you. And I'm going to tell you now, you're charged with the DWI. The fact that you have an open container makes it a minimum of 5 days in jail as a minimum punishment on this case. I guarantee that if you go to jail for that amount of time, immigration will find.
You've shown stamina, but you're not the winner. But you've shown incredible stamina. You're the winner right now. I guess that's good. Thank you, Fossey. Thank you.
Find you, and they will put a detainer on you.
Hi, Robert.
I'm putting conditions on your bond now, Mr. Jordan Garcia. And if I find that you violate these conditions at all,
Para cualquier.
What, I don't care what the
No, a mí no
reason
me
is.
importa.
I will put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you're gonna be there for an extremely long time.
Nada, se va a hacer por mucho, mucho
No
tiempo.
driving.
No a conducir.
You will be signing a promise with me that you are to make. I do not care what your reason for driving is. If I find that you drive, you'll be facing a contempt hearing up to 6 months in jail
She's cracking
every
me up.
time
She's
you
great.
drive.
Cada vez que conduzca.
Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende?
Yay, security.
I
You
understand.
were lucky to get out of jail once.
Pues,
Don't tempt fate, because you may not get lucky again. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm gonna randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol, any kind of dope, likewise, you will go to jail.
I understand.
How old are you, sir?
¿Cuántos años tiene, joven?
19.
19.
What do you do for a living?
¿En qué trabaja?
Landscaping.
¿Qué?
Landscaping.
Landscape.
How much money do you make a month?
¿Cuánto gana usted al mes?
Por semana, $500, $600.
Security, how do you give one membership and hit Carlos? Good job. That was a good one.
500 to 600 a week.
Who do you live with?
¿Con quién vive?
Con mi hermano.
With my brother.
Who else here is in your life?
¿Quién más aquí? Sea parte de su vida.
¿Quién más?
Who else?
Who else here is in your life? Where are
¿Quién
your
más?
parents?
¿Y dónde están sus padres?
Oh, en Guatemala.
En Guatemala.
Hello.
I don't want any more issues with
Yo
you.
no quiero más problemas con usted.
No drinking, no driving.
No va a conducir.
If you do not
Si
come to
acaso
court
usted no viene por
when you're supposed
porque
to,
debe estar aquí.
I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You've been given a chance now. You have no criminal history.
Usted no tiene
Do
antecedentes.
not muck this chance up. You will not get another one.
Does anyone speak Spanish? How do you, did she say muck? Did she? I have to know.
Se le va a dar otra.
I hope that this wasn't enough of awakening for you.
Es suficiente para
We want to protect public safety at all costs. And if that means getting you out of here,
Eso
we
quiere
will do
decir
it in a heartbeat.
echarlo de aquí es lo que vamos a hacer. I
Did you
understand.
want to apply for an appointed lawyer today?
¿Usted quiere aplicar para un abogado de oficio hoy? Yes.
I will give you an application.
Le voy a dar una aplicación.
No issues.
No problemas.
Come on.
I've been cracking up the whole time. She's great. She's great. My eyes are crying.
Mr. Vasquez is our next Spanish speaker, and that should be our last at the moment. Spanish speaker.
Are you Orlando or Jose Vasquez?
Vázquez. Usted es Orlando José Vázquez.
Orlando.
Orlando.
No, what is your name?
¿Cómo se llama usted?
José Javier Vázquez.
José Javier Vázquez.
Okay, well, I have two
¿Cómo que su esposo se llama?
Vasquezes. We have three Vasquezes.
Mire, el señor juez a todo momento, respóndale a él. Él es
Jose Javier Vasquez,
José Javier Vázquez.
you were charged with evading arrest or detention. You're facing up to a year in jail
Año de cárcel.
and or $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Yes, Judge, officers were
Los oficiales fueron
dispatched
despachados.
officers were
Los
dispatched to a
oficiales fueron
local
despachados
apartment
a un
complex
complejo de apartamentos
at 407
a la
Ritchie Street
407 Ritchie
Harris
Street
County,
en Harris
Texas.
County, Texas.
to a disturbance
Había una
with a weapon
molestia de con un arma.
at approximately
Era aproximadamente
12:45
las 12:45 de la madrugada,
May
el
26,
26 de mayo del
2024.
2024.
Officers made
Los
contact
oficiales
with
hicieron contacto
the record
con
driver
el
to
chofer de
inform
la
the
grúa,
officer
que le informó al
that the
oficial
male in the
de
white
que el
shirt
hombre en la camisa
pointing
blanca
at the defendant
le apuntó hacia la
was attempting to
calzada
break the windows of
y
his
estaba
record
haciendo el
vehicle.
intento de quebrarle las ventanas de la grúa.
Once the defendant
Cuando
realized he
el
was being
acusado se dio
pointed,
cuenta de que lo
he began to
señalaron,
walk away from the
entonces empezó
scene.
a caminar hacia la escena.
Officers in
Los
full Pasadena
oficiales
Class
en
B
todo
patrol
uniforme de
uniform then gave an
Pasadena,
official
entonces
order
dieron una orden oficial
to the male to
hacia el
stop,
hombre que se
but the
detuviera,
male then
pero el
evaded on
hombre
foot 300
después
feet east
envió
in the
300
complex
pies al este
before he
al
was
complejo
subsequently
antes de
caught
que
and taken into
subsecuentemente lo
custody.
detuvieron y lo tomaron bajo custodia.
Did he break the windows or no? Was it his car? Were they towing his car? What was?
It appeared that he was attempting to
Él
break the
estaba
windows. This
intentando
was
de quebrar
12:45,
las
I believe it was
ventanas,
starting
creo
to
que
go to the main.
eran los
So
12:45
the alleged
de la
facts in this says
madrugada.
attempted, it didn't say that it was actually broken.
No dice que
So I
se
don't think it was
quebraron,
broken,
pero
that's
dicen que
probably why
supuestamente
he evaded.
el intento de
So he
quebrarlas.
was caught
Pero lo pescaron
trying to break and then he
tratando
was
de
caught by a
quebrarlas
person
y
who
luego
owned the
lo
record.
pescó el dueño
And
de
he
la
called
grúa,
the cops
le
and
llamó a la
pointed him out.
policía y lo señaló.
Apparently at the
Y
time
a
he was
según
seeing
parece
people
que
in
cuando
there,
lo
so he
vieron,
tried to leave
cuando
him.
vio que lo
Officer
estaban
Cassidy stopped him.
señalando y el oficial le dijo que se detuviera el correo.
Mr. Vasquez,
Señor Vázquez,
find that there's
voy a encontrar que
probable
sí hay
cause.
suficiente motivo para seguir adelante con este
Tell
caso.
me, how old are you?
Dígame, ¿cuántos años tiene?
23.
23.
What do you do for a living, sir?
¿Trabaja, señor?
En la pipa nomás.
¿En pipes?
Sí.
¿En la pipa? ¿En la
Ajá,
pipa?
ajá, correcto.
En pipes.
Who do you live here with and how
¿Con
much
quién vive
money?
usted aquí? ¿Cuánto gana al mes?
El mes ahorita no, semanal estoy ganando 600.
I'm making $600 a week.
Tell me,
Dígame.
United States citizen,
¿Un ciudadano norteamericano? No.
are you in this country with permission or without permission?
Without permission.
Look at me.
Míreme. Mire el juez.
Look at me.
Mírelo, un juez.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted termina en la cárcel?
No sé.
I don't know.
Think.
¿Quién sé?
What happens if you go to jail?
Con usted, si acaso usted termina en la cárcel.
Nope, JK, that was old me that was having issues with cameras and microphones that day. I'm fine today. Hi, Crystal.
Abogado.
I'd have to pay an attorney.
How are you going to pay a lawyer in
¿Cómo va
jail?
a pagar con un abogado en la
What
cárcel?
is going to happen to you
¿Qué va a pasar
if you go to jail?
si acaso usted termina en la cárcel?
You're not in this country with
Usted no está en
permission.
este país con permiso.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Vasquez?
A la cárcel, señor Vázquez.
Pues la verdad no sé.
Honestly, I don't know.
La verdad no sé.
Honestly, I don't know.
You're not in this country with
Usted no está
permission.
en este país con
So if you go to
permiso.
jail,
Entonces, si usted termina en la
immigration
cárcel,
sweeps it on a daily basis.
revisa las cárceles
They will
todos
fine
los
you.
días y lo
They
van a
will put a
encontrar.
detainer on
Le van a
you.
poner orden de
You will remain in custody until immigration has a hearing on whether to deport you or keep you in this country. The problem is they are so backed up, it takes about 6 to 9 months just to get a hearing. That's
I'm okay. That was past me that looks like is having issues. I'll fast forward it. It's very
need a
relaxing.
lawyer to represent you. You're facing a year in jail. Not only that, but consequences with immigration if this ends up on your record.
No nomás para aquí, para este caso, sino que hay consecuencias migratorias.
Un abogado, pero sin ir a la cárcel.
I was an attorney, but I don't want to go to jail.
You don't want to go to what?
Jail.
And don't
Entonces,
be trouble.
no sea problemático.
Ajá, ok.
Ya está.
Understand?
¿Usted entiende?
Sí.
Don't violate the
No,
laws.
las leyes.
Ok.
Pick up any new cases
Téngame.
and show up to court.
Y usted tiene que aparecer.
I will help you by giving you a
Yo le voy a
lawyer
ayudar.
today,
Yo le voy a ayudar con darle un
but I'm not going to
abogado,
help you anymore.
pero ya no de ahí en más no le voy
This
a
is the
ayudar.
only warning you will
La
get
única
from me.
advertencia que usted va a tener de mi
Straighten up and fly right,
parte.
or I'm going to keep you.
Enderécese y vuela lento.
You understand?
Si no, ¿entiende?
Sí, ok.
All right. I'm going to have you go to Ramona.
Ahorita va a pasar con la
We will have you
señora.
sign a reset. Mr. Vasquez, I do not want you to have any contact with the record driver that- in this case. I don't want you to pick up any new cases.
Okay.
All right? Come on, please. Yes. Just a point.
You don't think this will tick off the judge, right? Like it's already online. I'm sure he won't get mad, right? I just thought of that.
Do you mind filing no weapons and no contact, please? Okay, counsel, or, hi, please. Thanks for being
Good
patient.
morning, Your Honor. No worries. I'm here on behalf of Tanisha Che, CHEA.
Okay, are you Miss, you're not Miss Hewitt?
I'm covering for Mr. Fleming this morning.
Got it, okay. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you mind bringing her up, please?
Bottom page 4, Your Honor.
Yeah.
He just looks so nice today.
Tanisha Che.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Che, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and any abuse of the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you now. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. On May 19, 2024, officers were dispatched to 22165 FM 529 Road in reference to an assault, family assault. Officers met with the complaining witness who stated that his wife of 8 years, the defendant, and he were in a verbal argument that led to the defendant punching him in the face, causing him pain and discomfort. The complaining witness stated that he received a laceration on his nose. Officers tried calling the defendant but did not pick up after multiple attempts. The defendant was ID'd by her Texas driver's license.
I was having issues that day. It looks like. Oh no, I'm not ready for the end yet. The New Jersey never even came up. I should change that title. I really should change that title because that's all a lie. What happens if you're like, Mary, where is Stink Eye? Stink Eye, where are you? It's been a while since we've seen you. Well, I don't have OJ set up. I was right in the middle of doing it right now. But while I was doing that, I saw this, guys. In 3 hours. We just need to wait 3 more hours. And then American Courts goes live at this link. One waiting. I wonder who that is. Nope. I'm number 1. See, I was the first like on this video. How does he know it's going to be Simpson? Does Simpson stream every single day? Because a lot of my judges don't. I have to I'm not clicking that link. That's scary. Okay. The stream is over, but I have a small issue and you guys do not have to fix it. I'm just telling you. So, one of my videos, I can't remember if we saw this in a live stream or not. I'm sorry, I'm pushing out so many videos. I can't remember if we already saw this in a live stream or not. I just can't remember. But what's going on is this video right here, YouTube has decided to test with bigger audiences. And the people that he's testing with, the people that YouTube is testing this with is, yep, this was, I don't know if this was for my live. I think it was though. Anyway, the people that it's deciding to test it from are all from different countries. So they don't like speak English. So what's happening is this video that I put out yesterday is bombing. It's good news. It's good news that YouTube is pushing me out with other audiences. That's great news. But it's bad news because this one video is just bombing. Hold on, I'm putting a link up. If you have 5 minutes and 51 seconds today, watch this video. But don't do it if you're not going to watch the whole video, because if you only watch 2 minutes of it, that'll make everything worse, which I just said out loud. So people who don't like me, who are watching this live stream right now, are going to watch 2 minutes of this video. So I need enough of you guys to watch all 5 minutes of it. You don't even have to like it. You don't even have to comment. You don't have to do anything. But I don't know. I'm just wondering out loud and with you guys if I have enough fibers to revive a video that is being tanked by testing. And you can tell it's being tanked by testing because of, like, this is who they're showing it to. These are, oops, wrong one. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how I know YouTube is just throwing it at a whole bunch of other audiences, which is a good thing, but it's a bad thing. These are the websites or the videos that my video follows. So they're just, I don't know. That to me looks like that is 2 different languages. It could be the same language. I don't think so. I think that is 2 different languages. So they're putting it in all kinds of parts of the world. And it's just tanking that video hard. So if you have time, if you don't have time, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. One video doesn't hurt me at all. Just asking. Just asking. If you say so. Everybody. I love when you guys all give me different answers for the same question. Because believe it or not, I believe you all. This guy's an identity thief. Tried to steal a house. Oh yeah, OJ's not set up. So, I mean, I might get it done by the time the outro is done, but I doubt it. Thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate it. It was so good to see the judge again and hear him. Right? I'll see you all again real soon. Have a good Monday. Bye, guys. My cat says goodbye too. That's Joshua.